This is a 2020 look at the Cedar and Grove Park and Ride. So it's been in service for over a decade now. Let's just take a look at some of the features. So you can see behind me, there's the Park and Ride. This is the operator comfort station, otherwise known as a bathroom. Let's take a look at some of the other stuff. Okay, so we're on the east side of the project. This is the retaining wall. It's actually really pretty small, and it's built to bring the elevation up from the edge of the railroad track to the right to where the parking lot is. So you can see the retaining wall kind of shoots the full length to the right side of the parking lot. There's a typical light fixture. You can see the video surveillance on top of it. More light fixtures. You can take a look at, so you can take a look here. It looks like the low point drainage is in the middle of this access of this car part here. You can see the parking spaces on the left are kind of sloped towards down, and then it's a low point. You can see where that storm drain is, and then comes up on the other side. You can see the paver poles are going this way, east-west, at least here. It looks, for the most part, the paver went east-west, and you can see kind of the way the planters are aligned east-west. East-west, which is, this way, seems to make more sense. You can get longer, straighter poles, which is kind of what you're after. You can see kind of the mark between the edge of the paver pole there. As you might expect, it's like right on the edge of these planters. And if I shift around the other way, you can kind of see a similar one here. Notice the planter is a little bit offset, so you can see that when it comes in that way. And you wouldn't know it, but I'm now standing over the gravel gallery, which is underground. And this was sort of this was the project's attempt to do some low impact development stormwater solutions, even though they were kind of prevented by code. So they actually have a variety of stormwater inlets. There's one up there, and let's see, go through here, some stormwater inlets over here, but these actually empty into the gravel gallery. There's another one over there. Where in the gravel gallery you get a lot of infiltration, where the water sits and infiltrates into the ground below. Over on the far western edge, where we are now, it shows a rain garden. You can kind of see how that's turned out over the years. It looks like it's at least been maintained. You can see some of the plants have been recently cut, and you can see how the water actually slopes down from a high point right about here. The parking lot slopes down that way and into the rain garden. You can see they don't have any curb there, so it won't impede the water from flowing into that particular rain garden and then basically soaking into the ground in that rain garden area. You just have these little concrete parking curbs here. Notice they're held down with a couple of pieces of rebar there and rebar there. This is just more of the rain garden over here. It's admittedly unspectacular, but when it's raining, we can see if it works. There's a bit more of it here, kind of the overflow point right here, high point, where it disappears into the storm drain or rain garden. These are the pedestrian features. You see, this is how the concrete sidewalk was done. Over here you can see there's sort of two different kinds, sort of a darker one on the right, lighter one on the left. And it does look like we got a few shoe prints in the original concrete. There's the wall right there. You can't tell from the surface, but these are the trees that are planted in the silvicels. Right, silvicel idea is to sort of contain the root structure of that so it doesn't pop up the parking lot and ruin the pavement, the smoothness there. And you can see over here, this is where the buses come in, so they have a bus parking lane here made out of concrete. Got a low point storm drain right there. We'll walk along here. We've got this sort of tactile material here to indicate you're near an edge. And this is the structure. It was built, pedestrian structure shelter. Of course, sign of the times, it is 2020. Back over, here's those trash cans. Pretty expensive trash can feature, but you know, it looks nice. It looks better than a crappy trash can. Bike rack, electrical, tree covering, so on. Well, that's it. I'm sure you've never been so enraptured by a tour of a park and ride before. But there you go.